Watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10 with your award-winning news team. John Huddleston, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We begin with a sewage spill that is causing concerns across West Alabama tonight. The state's Department of Public Health has confirmed that the city of Uniontown sewage system has been and is still overflowing into Cottonwood Creek. Now, if you live in Tuscaloosa, this also concerns you because Cottonwood's water eventually flows into the Black Warrior River. WVUA's Courtney Highfield with more, including how this problem is an ongoing issue for Uniontown residents.
The sewage spill that was confirmed Tuesday isn't the first problem residents of Uniontown have had with their local sewage system.
As far as I know, if they haven't fixed anything, they're still going to have issues, and they're still probably having them now. So if something leaked, I'm sure it did.
Residents say they are scared to even drink the water.
It could be all kind of stuff in the water, and they said it won't be bad for you, but I feel like it may be. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We have filters, and we buy water. We don't drink water here. And, we cook. What we cook, it's boiled. We don't just drink this water. It's just, in our family and everybody here doesn't think it's safe.
Local officials say if the contaminated water does reach the Black Warrior River in Tuscaloosa, it will be very diluted. But they urge residents to still remain cautious.
Use caution and, again, avoiding ingesting it and, bathing yourself and washing your hands and stuff until the situation resolves.
Reporting in Perry County, Courtney Highfield, WVUA News.
The health department is urging Hill and Perry County residents to avoid swimming or fishing in affected bodies of water until the problem is resolved. And if you are showing any symptoms of bacteria-related diseases, see your doctor immediately. Meanwhile, the Tuscaloosa County Commission has denied a funding request to aid county jail inmates with mental health treatments. Chief Deputy Ron Abernathy asked the commission for $10,000 today to fund a 4-month-long pilot program that would allow the commission to conduct a test run. According to the Sheriff's Department, mental health treatments would allow certain inmates to be evaluated and stabilized so they can function in the community and reduce the number of inmates in the jail. The commission, however, says it is just not the right time to consider the issue in the budget.
Unfortunately, this will just be, the problem will continue that we've been facing so far. Maybe in the future, maybe at the next budget cycle, they'll reevaluate this and look at this ongoing problem we've had, not only right now, but we've had it for years.
I'm not against it. I'm for anything that will help this county. But my problem is coming up in the middle of a budget year, then it's been happening for 14 to 15 years, and then let's wait till September to discuss it and do what we need to do.
And now to the ongoing debate over the issue of abortion. State lawmakers in Montgomery are moving closer to passing legislation aimed at making it more difficult for a woman to get the procedure done. A Tuscaloosa County state senator is the sponsor of one of the bills, and as WVUA's Travis Leader reports, there are a wide range of opinions on a wide range of issues.
2 regulatory bills involving abortion passed the Alabama House Health Committee Wednesday. The first is Senate Bill 10, sponsored by Greg Reed. He says it will allow the state to opt out of a certain provision in the recent health care reform.
It eliminates those federal funds from coming to our state for the specific use of providing dollars for elective abortions.
The bill did not pass without some local opposition. Tori Smith was in Montgomery to protest the bills. She says the lack of federal money would be a regressive
burden
on Alabama's poor.
Despite the news Tuesday, many of its services.
Higher income people will not be affected. It will affect the lower income people in the state, and that is a huge percentage of the population of the state currently.
The other bill passed brings to the forefront a debate on certain clinic regulations and whether they are actually protecting women.
The regulations that would be addressed are to make sure that appropriate care was being given to anyone that was receiving services, whether it would be a clinic that performs abortions or any other type of a clinic.
Clinics would have to be an emergency room. They are already held to extremely high standards, higher than those of plastic surgeons' offices, higher than those of your dentist office.
One bill in the Senate committee is attempting to say life begins at conception, which is one of the most fundamental issues in the abortion debate.
Many of the women, including myself, feel like if this bill passes, a single cell is considered a person, and the woman who just so happens to carry the cell is not.
I am pro-life. I have been very pro-life throughout my political career. It's a very strong position for me. I'm very passionate about it.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
Enrich's bill would need to be passed by the state house before reaching the governor's office, but the Senate Health Committee has yet to vote on the bill, saying life begins at conception. In other news coming out of the legislature tonight, the Alabama Senate has passed a bill to legalize charter schools, but only in the state's 4 largest cities. That means if the bill wins final approval, charter schools will be legal in Birmingham, Mobile, Montgomery, and Huntsville. The measure passed the Senate 23-12. It now goes to the House for debate. Well, after a few days of uninterrupted sunshine, West Alabama got some much-needed rain tonight. With a first look at Alabama's home team forecast, here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey there, Richard.
Hey, John, good Wednesday night to you. Much needed rain to talk about on the radar right now. In fact, still some hefty thunderstorms happening across some of our counties, mainly north of the Tuscaloosa and northwest of the Birmingham area. And that stretches up towards Winfield and Hamilton. Some hefty thunderstorms moving off towards the northwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. A lot of cloud ground lightning with some of these cells out there, and they do stretch off towards the south. In fact, over Lake Tuscaloosa and points north towards Samantha, seeing some heavy rain on Highway 43 and 69 right now, and that stretches down towards the south and east. A lot of rain to deal with tonight, and a lot of rain in the forecast for Thursday. In fact, our starting off temperature-wise now, many spots are in the 70s right now. So, hey, it feels nice outside. It's not as hot as it has been, and that's some of that rain-cooled air in the state. Thursday morning's forecast temperature is going to start off in the upper 60s to around 70, mild and muggy. Shower storms going to be likely through much of the day. But how long is this rain going to stick around? And how about your weekend forecast? Weather is coming up.
All right, Richard, see you in a little bit. Well, there will soon be new help for businesses affected by last April's tornadoes. The city of Tuscaloosa is creating a new position called an Economic Development Ombudsman. City officials say there is a need for a representative who can connect with businesses in the rebuilding process. They say it will serve as an advocate in working with the city's departments and other agencies. The position will be full-time and report directly to Mayor Walt Maddox. Barring any delays, officials expect to make a hire by the end of July. Meanwhile, there are new developments in the revised floodplain maps for areas damaged by the April 27th storms. According to Tuscaloosa City Engineer Joe Robinson, the existing 1970s maps have been updated in the recovery zones. The hope is to get residents back in their homes faster. Robinson says the city submitted 3 phases of maps, including the Cedar Crest, Forest Lake, and Alberta City areas. The consulting and engineering company, AMEC, is evaluating the revised maps. Robinson presented the City Projects Committee with this information and says he has been granted the money. Final touches are being put on a special prayer service in Tuscaloosa. It's part of the National Day of Prayer. The citywide service will take place at Forest Lake Baptist Church tomorrow. The National Day of Prayer was signed into law by President Truman in 1952. It's a time to encourage people to pray for America's leaders and its families. Organizers tell us the recovery made from the April 27th storm is proof there is power in prayer. And the service we mentioned will take place tomorrow at Forest Lake Baptist in Tuscaloosa. It starts at 11:45 a.m. The public is invited to attend. On your Home Team Crime Watch tonight, your piece of information could be the missing link investigators need to catch a suspect. Here's this week's Tuscaloosa County's Most Wanted.
Hello, my name is Ted Sexton, the Sheriff of Tuscaloosa County. We need your help this week in finding 3 of Tuscaloosa County's Most Wanted. Kyara Laboris Houston. He's a black male, 21 years of age, 5'8", 180 pounds, with black hair, brown eyes, last known to be living on Henderson Road in Buell. He's charged with robbery in the first degree. Scott Eugene Smith, also charged with robbery in the first degree. He's a white male, 27 years of age, 5'11", 160 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes, and last known to be living on Wire Road in Vance. Michael Eatman. He's wanted on charge of failure to appear on attempted murder and other charges. He's a black male, 26 years of age. He's 5'10", 130 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, and last known to be living on Bridge Avenue in Northport. If you have any information on these 3, as well as others wanted by the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, please call us at 205-464-8672 or go to our website at www.tcsoal.org. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And working together, we'll continue to make Tuscaloosa County a safer place to live.
On Alabama's coast, environmental groups are trying to block new oil wells from being drilled. Shell wants to drill 10 new deep water wells, one of the first drilling approvals since the 2010 Gulf of Mexico oil spill. A federal appeals court in Atlanta is listening to the challenge by the Southern Environmental Law Center and other green groups. They say the operations could turn into a spill far greater than the 2010 disaster that leaked millions of gallons of oil into the ocean over 3 months. Shell argues, however, that the company's drilling plans are environmentally sound. And while changes may be coming to Alabama's coast, big changes are definitely headed to your local Dollar General store. The company is planning to add more fresh foods and refrigerated products. Right now, there are more than 60 Dollar General markets in several states, but plans are in the works to open 40 new stores over the next year, mostly in the communities that are currently underserved by local grocers. One company is celebrating more than just providing jobs. The Boeing Aerospace Company is marking its 50th anniversary in Alabama. The company started doing business in the state in 1962 during the space race. Governor Robert Bentley was in Huntsville today for the company's celebration. Boeing is the state's largest aerospace employer with 2,600 workers and 425 suppliers.